Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the PSP Podcast, featuring your friendly host, Percussive 173. Let's freaking go! I downed him! Oh, I got it! 508 meters! I'm pushing everything right now. Against the Lockman. Dude, this Lockman is so good! Oh my god, I'm disgusting! So what do you think about that play, huh? What were your thoughts?
Not very smart, man. Not very smart, man.
It happens, man. Hey, well, come back. We'll try it again, okay?
Very smart, man.
It happens. I'm just gonna shit on him. He's dead. Did I just ace? I just ace. Let's go.
Just take a funky jazz with him.
Easy triple. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to have you be a part of the PSP Podcast. And I'm your friendly host, Percussive 173, and let's have a freaking party. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. My name is Percussive173, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the PSP Podcast. And as you guys know, PSP stands for Perk Spreads Positivity, because as your host, we always like to have the best vibes and the best personality and the best, like, whatever we can give out in the most positive way. And the whole purpose of this podcast is to educate newer creators, aspiring creators like yourselves, to be able to take some of the pieces and parts from incredibly seasoned, well-minded streamers and maybe put some of their mindsets into your own. Today, we're going to be diving into the tools of the trade with one of my favorite humans on the freaking planet. I've known her for a couple years now. I think we met back in DreamHack 23 in Atlanta. And she is a proud member of FrostyTools. We're going to be talking about tools of the trade. We're going to be talking about stuff for newer creators that you guys need to maybe make your streams even happen. So without further ado, I would love to welcome in Miss VIPeachy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you? Hello.
I'm doing really well. Sorry about all those tech issues. As you know, like as streamers, we always have those in our back pocket no matter what we do.
Oh no, it's all good, dude. That's what it's part of the gig, you know. Tech issue city.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're glad that we got out of that. So why don't we tell some of the people here, the new members of the podcast, a little bit about you, people who may not know who you are.
You want me to do that? Are you trusting me with that
Absolutely.
power?
Absolutely.
Hi, my name is VIPeachy. The P stands for Princess. I'm really excited that you're here. Hi, I don't know. I just a guy, man.
I'm just a guy.
Just a little guy. I stream on Twitch, and I have I do a freaking, you know, I make videos. Sometimes. I just did like a really ambitious cosplay for Intel where I made an entire Magic cosplay from Marvel Rivals, and in a matter of 5 weeks, and I had no experience. It was a whole thing. I'm still recovering from that emotionally and energetically, but my sword's back here. You can see half of it, but I have like a whole, you know, there's it's a whole thing, but that was like really cool and that was like really fun. So I'm still kind of coming back from that, but we usually play like Fortnite and stuff, and like I don't know. I don't have like I don't do intros. I don't know how to do an intro. So I just kind of do like my raid thing. Like, welcome in, raiders. My name's VIPeachy. I like you. Good morning.
And honestly, I love that though. And like, but Peachy, I've seen you in and around the community for so long. I've been paying attention to your streams ever since like we met in Atlanta a couple years back. And like
I've never been to Atlanta.
You never been to Atlanta? Wait, where did we meet? Was it TwitchCon?
Maybe it could have been. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, it's just everything kind of blends together. But it's been around that long, I think.
I thought you did IRL
I DreamHack
streaming there.
Dallas.
Oh yeah, you did Dallas.
Were you in Dallas?
Yeah, I was at Dallas. No, not 2 years ago, no.
Well, 2 1 I don't know. I've only been there twice. This is my second time. I don't know what to tell you. Time is not my favorite thing, okay? It just disappears. I don't know what's going on. Does
That's
anyone know what's
valid.
going on?
Oh,
I
no
don't.
one ever knows what's going on. But, I mean, I just remember meeting you, and I remember you being so sparky with, like, energy, and I just love that about you. I think maybe it's possible I met you through, Serena and Eye Candy from Dallas, like, maybe
Probably. Yeah, that
that
makes
may have
sense.
been where I met you, but, like,
I love them. Yes.
they're
That's
awesome
probably it.
people.
Yeah, totally.
But that's, like,
Big
another
love.
big thing when it comes to, like, streaming and content. It's like you meet people through knowing other people as well, and it's a really cool network and, like, fun things, and, like, they're awesome creators, and, like, being able to, like, network is such an integral part of, like, being a part of the content field. Do you have any thoughts on, like, just networking in general? Because I know, like, we talked a little
Sure.
bit about that.
Yeah, no, I have thought. I think that like if you're going somewhere with the intention to network, that's really cringe. Don't
True.
do that. I don't like that. I immediately am gonna feel uncomfortable around you if that's your intention. If you are like hanging around communities or people or whatever because you actually are enjoying what's happening in those spaces and you're making genuine connections and things organically happen from that, that's totally different. In my opinion, that's the best way to go about things because if you come into this space or any space for that matter being yourself, you're gonna attract people that vibe with who you actually are, which means you're gonna make, like, better connections. I'm sorry, but, like, I don't really wanna waste a bunch of time around
Mhm.
people that I don't actually like.
Of course.
Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, people that can do that, I think that that's cool, good for you. I'm just not that person. I don't know, man. I just wanna hang out with people that I like. So, sometimes that works out well where, like, you end up vibing with people and then, like, there might be bigger creators than you that you were not even thinking about. They're like, "Oh, yeah, no, like, we actually we play games together." And you're like, "Oh my god, I even know that you like this game." Like, that can happen, but I don't know. I'm really against doing things in icky ways unless it's for to be funny.
Of
That's
course.
different, but,
Well,
you know.
being funny is also part of the gig, and like you say the authenticity factor, right? And like I feel like that's a common trend with everybody that I bring onto the podcast. One of the big topics of conversation is being authentically true to yourself. I mean, because a lot of like content is like really introspective work where you're trying to find who you want to be in the industry. Like I tried Call of Duty, it didn't really work. I tried Fortnite, it didn't really work. I've tried a bunch of different things, but I found out that like when it comes to just talking with people, communicating with people and like podcasting stuff really is my kind of like home and where I feel most comfortable. And like it's really finding about what is truly like authentic and true to yourself, and I think that's a huge part of the community, like a huge part of streaming in general.
Yeah,
Espe
for sure. I mean, like, what you have to ask yourself, why are you here? Are you here
Exactly.
because you wanna pretend and put on a little business suit and then work for someone? No, we're here because we don't wanna work for anyone. We're work for ourselves, and we wanna play video games with our friends, and we wanna be silly and have fun. So why are y'all
Mhm.
making it so serious? Like, chill out, you know? Like, you acting like you have, like, some kind of, like, obligations. The only obligation you have is to yourself to not, disappoint yourself. So, that's just how it is, man. Like, just chill out. We're just here to have fun and be silly.
Of course.
Right? And if we're not, then I
Absolutely.
think I'm in the wrong place. I don't know. That's my thing. And if you get lucky and someone throws, like, some subs at you, that's cool. Love that, but, like, you have to know, like, are you trying to do this for money? Because if that's the case, you're fucked, honestly. You're screwed. You can't.
It's
That's,
so
like, so
difficult to
dumb.
do this for
That's
money.
so dumb. Don't do that. But if you're doing it because you think it's fun and you have a passion for it and like, that's your creative outlet, like, for me, streaming is, like, a huge social outlet. I need a
Mhm.
full-time babysitter at all times. I'm not kidding. Like, my brain, I need handlers around me at all times. That's mostly the reason why that's a weird way to phrase that, but, like, that's kind of mostly the reason why I started streaming is because I was so intensely isolated in such a vulnerable place in my life. Like, having, like, a network of people that are, uh, that I have connections with, like, was so helpful to me, and I didn't care if, like, internet safety is, like, a whole thing, but, like, it's not like it was in the '90s, you know what I mean? Like, my favorite people, my best friends, my partner, I've all met through streaming. Like, that's just how it is. So, I think it's because, like, with, like, how big the world can be, there's a lot more people that connect with things that you are gonna be interested in than you think, especially, like, if you're basing your, like, perimeter, your circumference, your radius, if you will. I didn't go to school, can you tell? Of, like, people that you're, like, casting a net around, like, from your where you're located physically, you're gonna think that you're a loser because there's no one here that understands how the internet works. Why can't I
True.
go down the street and tell people what the internet they don't understand? I'm in Texas. No one knows shit here. Right? That's just how it is. It's fine. It's fine. That's cool. Hey, good for you for touching grass. I wish I could touch grass. Can't do it. I'm allergic. All right. But if you go on the internet and you say dumb shit like that, someone's gonna laugh, like you just did.
Of
And then
course.
maybe we could talk more about that, be friends. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you don't have to bully yourself into submission of just society submission. This is getting really serious. So submission to society when you can just go online and play RuneScape and not be shamed for it. It's great.
I
Actually. This whole my whole streaming career has just been a big ploy so that I can play RuneScape. That's
and
pretty much the whole thing.
and that's awesome though, because like what it means is you're doing something that you like truly love. And like I agree with you. Like a lot of people in the streaming space are very serious when it kind of comes down to it. They always talk about like, well, there's a set path. You have to post content. You have to do this. You have to do that. But does that truly work? The
You
answer is
can.
no.
I
I
mean,
mean, you
it depends
can.
on what your goals are.
It's
Like, if
all
your goals are to specifically, I want to grow, I want to do this, then yes, posting in a certain way is going to work. It just is. Like, my Instagram account was up to 120,000 at one point. I have a few videos with multiple millions of views on them. Like, that method works. But the thing
mhm,
is, you're going to end up miserable. Like, you're not going to have fun with it. And if you're not having fun, the videos that you're making are going to suck because that comes off on camera. All right.
yes.
Now, people that like have like giant accounts, they also have giant teams of people. They do. They just do. They have at least one other person that's helping them post stuff. When you are on your own making things, that is a recipe for burnout. If you're having fun, great, go for it. But the second that you start to not have fun with it, like it's going to show and it's going to start feeling like not fun anymore. And
I
that's
agree.
what happened.
Well,
So
a
I,
lot of
yeah,
people go through burnout. Burnout is a huge part of it, and like I think you're right. The majority of the burnout comes with like a lack of passion and a lack of authenticity and a lack of enthusiasm with your content. And like
well,
once you get,
it
go
doesn't
ahead.
start that way though, it ends up like that.
Oh,
Like, you
that
end
is
up
up.
draining
Yes,
the passion that you do genuinely have, the excitement that you do genuinely have. You end up giving it you're selling your personality.
right.
Like, you're either selling a product or you're selling yourself. That's just how it is. Sometimes you are the product. And, that is a thing that I personally realized I don't like that. It's not me. I'm cool. Like, I think it's cool when people do that. Fucking good for you, dude. But it makes me even crazier, and I can't do that, you know? But, like, otherwise, is it profitable? No. Is it funny? Sure. Make stuff that you like and play video games with your friends. And sometimes see, this is the real currency to me, dude. All right. Now,
Hmm.
maybe I'm just like crazy. I don't know. I was crazy once. But like the real currency to me is how much joy you can how much joy you can create genuinely with your friends that you can capture in video like on video and share it with people because like I don't know about you, but I've witnessed lots of streams and YouTube videos even where like I'm watching them and it's like people playing games together and they're laughing super hard and they're having a really good time and that feels so nice. Like it feels like I'm in the room. It feels like I'm in the room experiencing joy with friends and that is so like uplifting and inspiring and that's what I'm trying to recreate all the time. I just want to help people. The real currency is joy. That's so cringe, but I mean that, like I just
I
want to
agree
make
with
you
you.
happy. Okay? And if you give me a sub, that's cool, but that's not the point.
I
Give me sub.
honestly I agree with you because like when I reflect back on why I started streaming in the first place, it wasn't to gain subs. It wasn't to make it my money. The reason why I started streaming in the first place was to genuinely like is to just showcase myself, showcase the fun that I have when I'm playing video games to everyone else. And that's kind of where my organic following came from. And like I'm such a big stern like person when it comes to organic stuff. And like the follow like when people follow you, it's done in a most organic style. Like I don't ever want to see people going down that path of we're gonna go buy followers, we're gonna do a follow for follow, because that doesn't work. It's like, do people like your personality? Do they want to see more of you? Are they gonna come into your streams because you're giving them that type of product? Absolutely. That's kind of like where we start getting to like the golden ticket is what I call it area. And it's just like being like go remember where you came from, remember why you wanted to start streaming to be able to make that happen. And
Yeah, for sure. And like it's a lot of that is just, you know, it's I feel like it's more about for me anyway, it's more about, like, the people I'm connecting with and talking to, and
exactly.
I don't know, I know I've mentioned RuneScape 7 times, but I feel like it's relevant because, like, I grew up playing RuneScape, and, like, if you're not familiar, RuneScape is mostly like, there's no voice chat, it's all text chat. So you're
Mhm.
talking to people as fast as you can in a text chat, and, like, I got so used to reading text chat, and I think that that's why I don't know if this is, like I don't care if it's okay, alright? But I just started forming, like, emotional connections with usernames and people that I didn't know anything else about through RuneScape, and I feel like there's an e-girl the RuneScape to e-girl pipeline is, like, right there. Like, I swear to God, this is the thing I do wanna study. There's so many girls I know on Twitch that played RuneScape at some point, and I just feel like there's a connection, but anyways, but, like, I just for me, like, I really to my own detriment, actually care about the people that I'm talking to, whether it's in chat or in a voice chat or whatever. Like, I wanna connect with people. I could talk to a wall. I could talk to anyone. People are interesting as hell. I wanna know what you did today. I wanna know about that date you went on. Why did you mess it up? What happened? Are you sure about that? Like, like, I think that that's human connection is really important. And,
Yes.
like, I've noticed that, like, over the years, like, I have a Discord channel or a Discord server. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do goddamn anything. My mods came in and the people that actually, like, really, really fucked with me in the early days came in and they started using it themselves and making really genuine, like, long form connections through my server and there a lot of like, there's people that are still there from when we started it, and there's, like, best friendships that have formed, and I think that that's fucking beautiful, man. Like, that's the point. The point is making friends. After stream, we used to, like, every night, we would, like, do, like, an after dark, like, Discord after dark, which was really just like, "I don't wanna go yet because I just wanna hang out until I fall asleep," kinda thing, but I don't do that anymore because but, like, still, it was really fun. But, like, we used to just, like, stay up, like, and just, like, hang out in, like, big groups and, like, watch movies and stuff, and sometimes we still do that, and it's really fun.
It's
I forgot
and
what the question was, but I like people.
well, currently we actually haven't got into any questions. We've just kind of been talking about like stuff in the beginning. It actually started with a little bit of a networking thing, but we're kind of talk about like why we even got into content creation, which I thought
Mm,
is really cool. But like I agree with you, like being able to develop a community of people, and I hate saying it like that because it sounds like so technical and like businessy, but being able to create and develop a community is one of the coolest things. And like being able to hang out with your community, get to know your community, get to know people as in just people. I think that's just so amazing. And like I urge a lot of streamers to and I think you may have seen me post about this on like Twitter or Twitch, but or sorry, not Twitch, but go back to your initial content. Remember why you stream. Use that in your head to continue your stream forward, and that passion will stay with you for a long time. Because like 95% of what we do as content creators is introspective work, like looking into ourselves and trying to help us be better. Because a happy self leads to a happy audience, which leads to like genuine connections and friendships. And I agree with you. I want to know like everything about my community. I want to know what they did. I want to know what they ate for dinner. Like, it's just cool to be able to make those
I love
connections
seeing
with
when
your
people post
community,
pictures of their food, it makes me so excited. I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go." That's so cool.
right?
Yeah, dude, I love that. I think a lot of things that new streamers get caught up on is, like I see a lot of people that I think have really big potential in this space get stuck on the wrong type of grind set mindset. I hate
Mhm.
that that rhymed and I whatever, but, like, they
Grind
end up
set, I like
they
that.
do really long streams. Look, I do really long streams, and I'm guilty of the exact same thing that I'm about to talk about, okay? But they do
Mhm.
super long streams, and they don't post on any other platforms, me right now sometimes. I don't know. It's whatever. But like and it's just like it makes me mad because like I see they have so much potential and it's so upsetting, but I also understand like the, a lot of us just genuinely have gaming addictions and we want to pretend it's a job. I'm right there with you. That's me. I got you. All right. So like and the problem with that is that you're not editing, you're not posting on other platforms. But lucky for you, we've solved that problem because holy shit. Sorry, I keep cursing.
You're allowed to
I just
curse.
I feel like I'm safe here. It's a safe place for
It
me to
is a
just
safe
scream
place.
obscenities.
No,
Oh
by all
god.
means,
Okay,
scream
that's
all the
such a
obscenities.
that's don't ever believe anyone who anyways, okay, it doesn't matter. But, so, like yeah, but like you mentioned, like, I'm a member of, like, the FrostyTools family. My
Mhm.
partner, Kaneke Frosty, formerly known as Frosty Paws, he created FrostyTools, and the story behind that is actually really beautiful, if I could say so myself. But, it's a tool system for new streamers made by streamers for streamers, dude. They have a chatbot that's really sick, you can talk to it. I really like the shout out command is really fun. And whenever you have an ad, it'll like tell people, hey, there's an ad, but like, here's some trivia to keep you interested so you don't leave and click off the ad. Also, thanks for supporting the stream. But my favorite feature is the one he made when I was sharing with him my struggles as a content creator. My biggest one always has been editing. I hate video editing so much. I burned myself out on it so hard when I had a different YouTube channel like years ago. And I just, no matter what I do, I cannot sit and self edit. Like when you are sitting in a chair and you are editing yourself, it will make you hate yourself. It will make you drain any riz you had left will be gone. And then from then on out, anytime you're streaming, you're going to be thinking about how's this going to be in the edit. All right. That problem is solved. Okay. Kenege Frosty Tools made something called the Highlight Hunter, which if you haven't heard of that is insane. I know I got to show it to you the other day, which was
Yeah,
really
that
fun.
it's
I'm
it's really awesome for those of you
I'm
guys that have not
genuinely
seen it.
obsessed with it. It's so cool. You can so basically what it does is I always say like Frosty Tools is like your best chatter. Like it's your biggest fan. It's the person that you wish you had it on your in your chat at all times. But the Highlight Hunter will take your VOD and scrub it for you, which any video editor will tell you that is the worst part of video editing is scrubbing it. Like getting rid of all the fluff and just looking for the key points that are good. Okay. It doesn't now you're like, these other no, this is a totally different thing. Like, this is a totally different thing. It doesn't just go off of when you laughed. It doesn't just go off of, like, heightened points in chat or whatever, like other boring, lame bots made by corporations do. Anyways, whatever. I'm just being honest with you, that's how I feel about it. But it's just I don't actually know super how it works, but it will just genuinely pull out clips from your streams for you that are good, which makes it so much more digestible for you to, like so when you run, like, a highlight hunter, like, I actually ran one for my I had a 12-hour stream the other day when, I didn't launch it. I had nothing to do with Riftopia, but Riftopia launched, which is an awesome game. Riftopia, it's freaking sick. It's in a playtest right now, which just got extended until the 7th, and they just reopened the playtest captains applications, side note. But anyways, it's a super fun new game, and, the playtest launched, and I did a 12-hour stream for it, and I ran that stream through the Highlight Hunter, the 12-hour stream. It pulled out 30 plus minutes of just clips and content from that. And it sets it up in a way where like every single clip has a title attached to it. You can exclude stuff that you don't want it as a part of like your if you don't like it. Most of it, it's like 90% hits every time. You can
Yes.
also now he's incorporated a new feature where you can kind of steer it. Where if you're making a video and you really only care about like your kills that you get, like you do FPS or whatever, you can tell it that and it'll like look for that basically. But there's a few options for that now. But I'm just all over the place. So I just like to do the general one. But it'll and then you can either download all those files in a zip file with titles and timestamps to your Twitch VOD and everything, or you can just export the montage itself as its own pre-made YouTube video essentially. Like it's actually really helpful, especially when you're busy. Everyone's busy. There are so many people that have so much potential in this space that I see that are just busy and they just want to play games for 12 hours and they don't want to sit there and edit their VODs, whatever. But like it's stopping them from posting on other platforms. But this makes it so much better. And like when you're sitting there and you're watching your own content already basically edited for you, it makes you not and it doesn't suck. It makes your brain not want to stop streaming as bad. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's good stuff.
I
And there's
wanna
also a button
I
where like
wanna
you can click
actually
it
pull
and it
this
takes
up
you to
real
your
quick.
VOD.
I want to pull
It's
this
really
up real
fun.
quick. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna switch to this for a moment and hide all my notes. And then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. So you're here too. Hi, everyone. Say hi. Peachy's here.
Hi, Peachy's here.
So
Hello.
let me try to open up Chrome in a good way. And let me go to FrostyTools because, like, so we FrostyTools. I agree. It's absolutely awesome, and like I'm gonna be doing a lot more with what I have, and I have it set up in my stream. It's great. So
There's
we'll go.
Riptopia.
Yeah, Riftopia, but we'll go into the highlight hunter because I actually have done. It said VOD's too short. So I actually have a couple streams from some of my past podcasts that I've been kind of working on specific edits because, like, so what it'll do, kind of like what she was saying, is it'll give me timestamps from inside of the actual stream itself, which I think is really awesome.
It's so cool, dude. I'm obsessed with it, man.
So, like, for example, here's a clip of me. Oh wait, you guys can't hear this. Now you can. Hold on, and also let me find a better script real quick. So IRL streaming safety, handling drop. Like, see, it gives me stuff that like I can find out which one I want to say. Content strategies and boundaries discussion. This is me and Shorty Pie, by the way. Content works for you, and what type of content doesn't work that you found out through your streaming career?
So I like to say that anything that's engaging, I think my stream enjoys anything that they see that I'm enjoying. Because they've watched me play enough games like Valorant where I'm playing competitively and I'm not having fun. I think they just really want to see me enjoy things. So if I'm playing a game, and even if it's as stupid as we played a game called Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, and we played it for about 2 hours.
W.
And it's just you're just a plastic duck. You literally don't.
So it literally, like, as she was saying and
Mhm.
describing, it takes the whole clip.
It takes the whole it's gotten a lot better about getting the full context. You can also, if it's like, "Oh, I wish it was a little bit longer," there's a button right there where you can click and go directly to the point in your VOD where that was taken from. You can make your own clip in Twitch, or you can, like, use the vertical editor in there to just do it real quick. It's so much easier to just do shit as it comes up, especially, like, when you're busy or you have ADHD or both, or, like, you know what I mean? It's so much more possible to actually create content that's not live with this. And it works so fast. Like, you can be like, you can stream and then go sit on your couch. You can do this on your phone too, by the way. This works on your phone. Like, I will do this on my phone and I'll have it playing like while I'm getting ready or something. And then I'll just like exclude or like favorite or whatever, like share stuff. And like lately I've been in the habit of sharing my zip files with my mods so that they have a copy in case they ever want to like go through and like make a little video or something or whatever. But like, it's really fun and it's great. And if you're interested, actually, in Discord, you can get some free tokens to try it out. Ken has made this so unbelievably cheap and affordable. He wants it to be a, accessible to everyone. Like, this is made for people that are of like the smaller size. I'm sure bigger creators could use it too, but it's really made with like people in mind that are in our communities, you know what I mean? Like us. It's made, but he streams all the this is made for us by us, you understand? It's good shit.
Yeah, it's
Really
honest.
good, and I love it.
It's really awesome.
I
Like,
just care about it a
genuinely.
lot.
And I know TikTok, I'm so sorry you won't be able to see this. You'll have to go to one of my other platforms to be able to see kind of what we're talking about because um nested scene issue. But there's a lot of stuff that you can do like with this tool, like as we were talking about before. So if we go back to like the dashboard itself, right? The smart chatbot. This should be set up in my chat for people to be able to like communicate with it. I believe so. I also could be wrong. Like, I have a shout out command that I already set up. So let's say if I get raided by someone, right? If someone raids
You don't
me,
have it.
so what?
You don't have it in your chat.
I don't. I should have it in my chat.
You don't.
Wait,
You don't have it modded or you don't have it permission. It's not in there.
I swear I gave it permissions because when someone raids me, it shouts them out automatically with FrostyTools.
Oh, well,
But so
when
like
I
if
add it, it's not there.
I may not have that part set up because I think I have to upgrade.
Well, it should be
Because
in your thing though. Oh, it's okay. I see. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't upgraded yet. I'm gonna be doing that on the 4th once I actually get paid. But I
But
do
it's
have it.
super cheap. It's not like these other corporate, like, websites that, like, want you to, like, spend all the like, he makes it so cheap that it's upsetting, honestly. Like, the amount of stuff that goes into this he funded I shouldn't even say this, but I don't care, okay? He paid for all of FrostyTools out of his own pocket for months. He spent so much money so that everyone could use it for free for so long, like, and he's still making it as cheap as humanly possible to run this. Like, the Highlight Hunter, it costs money to run it initially, and he's made it, like, so affordable to where, like, the profit margins are minuscule. He wants you to use it, okay? We want you to use it. It's good shit. It's good for you. We want you to do your best and make your best content, and if your biggest hurdle is actually doing the thing, stop it.
And
Get some
I
help.
will genuinely say, like, one of my biggest hurdles in the content space is being able to find the time to edit, because I work a full-time job. And I work a full-time job. On top of that, I work a secondary job. Like, if I showed you guys my schedule, um you guys would literally be asking me, like, wait, when do you have time to eat? When do you have time to sleep? And which is kind of ironic and funny, because I just started this thing with TCAP where we literally had a discussion on, we have to make time to sleep, we have to make time to eat, we have to make time to do all of this stuff. But Frosty
Well, you
Tools,
can't.
yeah,
You're not allowed to because 'cause you're trying to stream. That's illegal.
it's
You can't
illegal.
do that.
I mean, we're trying to game too, but but
You
like
can't do
literally,
anything.
no, we're not
You're never
allowed.
gonna that's the thing, like, you will never catch up. You will never catch up. You just need to, like, understand that. You're not gonna catch up. You're not gonna get to the point where you wanna be to do all the things. You just have to throw spaghetti at the literal wall and just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. It's probably not gonna stick. It's probably not gonna stick, but you just have to keep chunking spaghetti at it forever. That's the hell that you are signing up for when you decide to stream, period. There will always be tech issues. There will always be people in your community that suck. There will always be other streamers bullying you or being toxic. That's just how it is. So there's no reason to wait around until everything's perfect because it's never gonna be perfect. You're just never gonna do it.
And
Like it's never gonna be enough ever. That's
and
also kind of the point though, too. Like you should
true.
always be looking for ways to improve, but like, you know, I think giving up is part of the gig and it sucks, but you have to give up in the right ways. And sometimes when you're like, you know what, I give up, then a little voice in your head's like, don't want to give up. Forget that. I'm gonna do all this stuff instead. I don't even care what they have to say. And it's kind of like sometimes that's all you need. That's like the kick in the pants you need, dude. You
And one
know
of
what I
the
mean?
things I wish I knew when I started streaming was how difficult content creation and streaming is. It's genuinely, like, if you're going to make that decision to go live, and like with the go live button, it's going to be one of the more difficult um situations that you're going to come across, because you have to, I keep preaching 95% of streaming is introspective. You have to look to yourself to see what you're able to do, how you're able to do that, make specific sacrifices, as well as try and have that mental wherewithal to be creative and entertaining and keep people around. And
But I
that's,
think like thinking about all of that is already you're screwed. Like when you
yes,
start thinking about I want to be creative and I want to be entertaining and keep people around, you're screwing yourself immediately. You have to
bingo.
just not think about it. Which is actually a huge something I wanted to mention, you just remind me of a
Hmm.
huge thing I would recommend everyone doing, even if you're not trying to make content, even if you're just like working your normal job as a normal person. Congrats, what's that like? But I really recommend like taking an improv class. I don't care if you don't think you're funny. It's not the point. Like improv is so cool. When I took improv, I was shocked at how many people like I started the class with that genuinely were just like the most normal like people you would ever imagine. Like there were grandmothers in there were like businessmen that were super serious. And by the end of the class, like they all were able to do improv. And that alone, it's so I used to call it like streamer training because it's so helpful, and it also helps you understand that, like, you can do it if you would just, like, stop trying to overthink things. Because a big part of improv is, like, you can't think about stuff. If you start thinking about stuff, you're gonna, like, eat yourself alive, honestly, but, like, that can be translated to business and other things too, but, like, in this space especially, I highly recommend people taking improv classes. There are always improv classes somewhere and, get a buddy to do it with you. Or like my improv plays had there was a like a one night a month free thing where you could just come check it out. It's like a big free for all. Like just do something like that because you're also going to meet people that might be interested in the same things you are in those spaces, and that's going to help too. But like if you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm deciding I'm going to be funny. Let's make a plan on how I'm going to be funny. Like that's not going to work. It's people are going to see through that immediately. If
Well,
anyone tells you that they can teach you how to be funny, leave.
I
Just
agree
run.
with that. It's being it goes back to the being authentic and being genuine to who you are. Because you can be funny by saying literally something completely normal. I made someone laugh by saying pasta before in a very off kilter setting. It's I mean, like when you my uncle works in comedy and he's also um he is a comedian, and so he kind of told like some of the stuff that it's needed to be funny. It's about the hook. Notes for content. It's about the hook. It's about the
Yeah, if you're doing
engagement.
stand up
Well, I mean,
and you're
yeah,
gonna plan it.
for sure. But it's also about the delivery, and that you can re-engage in content too.
Yeah, the delivery is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You can if you ever watch RuPaul's Drag Race, you see a lot of
I
this
love
mess up with like
RuPaul's.
I love RuPaul's Drag Race was so inspiring to me to start everything actually. That's the fucking thesis right there. If these old ugly men can look like that, if these old ugly men can tape themselves together and shove their pee in their butt cheeks, all right, I can do that. I can do that. What the hell? What's your excuse? You know what I mean? Anyways, that wasn't the point. What happened? I forgot what we were talking. I was thinking about something totally
Well,
different for
we're
a sec.
talking about comedy, and like even like right
Oh,
there, that's like comedic. It's like the delivery, like what you're saying, like where the things. It's like how out of pocket is it? Like, and it doesn't have to necessarily be out of pocket, but it's like we're talking about goofiness, comedic, and like energetic and entertaining. It's literally just about being who you are.
just getting out of your own way and chilling out about it. It's like never that serious.
Of
I think that's
course.
also something that's nice about like being a little bit older. Like, oh my God, I am 31. Sorry to tell you. But like, I actually think that that's fucking sick because I don't know. When you're in your 20s, like you care about a lot of stuff that sucks. It is stupid.
I just
But
stopped
like
caring
when you're
about what
30,
people
you're
think
like,
about me.
nothing that everyone sucks. Period. It's fine. I suck too. And I'm cool with that. I've recently decided to accept the fact that maybe I'm a hater, and that's okay. I'm cool with it. There's sometimes things, it's a protective mechanism, I think. Sometimes things need to be criticized a little bit. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like that's whatever. But you just be yourself and whatever. And if you're a little silly, then be a little silly. Like whatever. If you're like everything that like I feel like I've been hated for growing up, I've been celebrated for on the internet.
But that's what
Genuinely.
people love, though. It's like, but like, well, people on the internet, they look for that goofiness, they look for that entertainment value, and that's one of the biggest things that we as streamers strive to give. And like, honestly, my advice for new creators is be yourself. Think
Yeah, be
about why.
yourself and
Think about what you want
chill.
to do with.
Yeah, and like if you have like siblings or something and you used to play games with them or you have memories of like entertaining, like I used to babysit a lot, like large groups of kids.
Hmm.
I was like basically a Blue's Clues entertainer, to be honest. It's the same fucking thing, man. It's the same thing. Like just like, and if you don't have access to children for any reason whatsoever, legal or illegal, I don't know, not my business. But just like, I don't know, have fun, go hang out with your friends, find a Twitch stream of like people that you actually like if you're in someone's community that you actually vibe with, get involved in their community, join their Discord,
Yes.
make friends with people. Not to say I'm gonna be a streamer, but like maybe sometimes that gets brought up. Like I don't immediately ban people for talking about streaming. It depends on the vibes that they give. But like I tend to answer every question that anyone ever asks me because I don't know how to shut up, which is fine for streaming. But like it's just like get involved in the community, and what you're gonna learn from that is you're gonna see how people run their communities, how they handle trolls, how they handle all kinds of shit, how they set up voice chats, like what would you call it? It's how people handle the etiquette, the streamer etiquette. Like you need to pick up on streamer etiquette is
Yeah.
so important. Like,
It
don't
is.
talk over people unless like it's the vibes are there, whatever. Or if someone's doing a bit, like if you're playing Fortnite and someone's doing a bit, understand someone's doing a bit, let them finish the bit. Like it's like there's stuff that is so simple that like you really can't explain. You have to like experience and witness to get the feeling of. And I feel like being in other people's servers and their streams and in a respectful way and as a fan and not like in a weird parasitic way where you're trying to get attention, like that's fucking cool. Also, I have
Mhm.
like met so many people through Twitch that I've had so much fun with on games. Like there's so many people that are so funny and they make me feel so welcome because they ask me to like they'll ask me to come like do their stuff with them, like their shows or like play Fortnite with them or like do like Guilty as Soccer, like funny improv games. And it's so much fun and it's so validating to like make other people laugh, especially people that you think are funny. When you make them laugh, it's like, bro, that's funny. And then you're like, I can't wait to run a highlight hunter on this. This is gonna be so funny. Ha ha ha. I cannot wait to see what happens. But I think that that's really valuable. And then at that point, if you're in someone's community and you're vibing, and usually what's going to happen at that point is like you're going to naturally be able to talk about your ambitions with like content or whatever, and people are going to be, oh, they might be open to answering them. If anyone tells you to pay them money to give you advice, do not do it. That is such an annoying scam. Like if you YouTube how to be a streamer, you're gonna see so many people. Look, hate me. I don't care. This needs to be said. If you are trying, what they're gonna do is they're streamer coaches. They're trying to sell you a guide on how to be a streamer coach essentially. Like if you go down that rabbit hole like, "Oh yeah, sure. I would like to learn how to be a streamer." And you watch all their videos, the end of their videos, they're always going to sell you it's going to be a guide on how to be a streamer. If you follow through on that,
Oh,
the
those
end of that
PDFs.
pipeline, yeah, the end of that pipeline is you first of all, you're under them. Like you're like, this is a mentorship and I'm mentoring you. What it is actually is they're mentoring you on how to be a streamer coach, which is like, if I'm sorry, but if you are not like fucking ninja, if you're not Ninja or like Pokimane, I don't want to hear, I'm not going to pay for your advice. Like, stop. You're scamming people. Do not fall for these scams. Don't do it.
It's
There's
a
also a
lot of
lot
the
of
reason
videos
why I
talking
put
about
together
that too.
this podcast is like the reason why I put
We need
together
to
this
not, don't
podcast.
gatekeep the information.
Exactly.
I will answer if y'all ever have any questions, you can come to my streams and ask me in stream and I will answer. If you DM me, I might not see it. I'm going to be honest. But if you ask me where I'm like, okay, I'm here, guys. I'm here. I showed up. I showed up. That is free for all, mostly, with an extent. Like, ask me anything. I will answer. I want to help people. What do you mean? And they're like, well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with like making money off of your knowledge. That's fine. But there is something wrong with selling people a scam on how to be a big streamer when the pipeline is how to sell other people on how to be a big streamer when you don't even know how to make an Instagram account. Like,
Right.
stop.
And, and this type of stuff
That's how I feel
happens
about
so
it.
much within like the streaming world, and it's definitely one of the red flags that you gotta like look out for, because like the whole point of me putting together the PSP podcast is to educate newer creators by bringing in creators that are experienced. I mean, I can't tell you how to be to be big, to be great, to be awesome,
I
because I'm
don't
not big, great, or awesome myself. Well, okay,
I
I'm
don't
great and
think people
awesome, but
actually want I don't think people actually want to be big. I don't think you'll
right,
understand how horrible and terrifying that is.
it's
Like,
scary.
let's take our favorite example with peace and love and respect. Hawk to a girl. Let's take her for an example here, okay? Let's take us on a
Hmm.
ride, all right?
Yeah,
Now, from the public's perspective, she is viewed as a person who just got lucky and just blew up overnight and all this stuff got thrown at her. That's not really what happened. Yeah, she made a video or what she was in a video and she blew up and got a lot of attention. But she also was thrown into a lot of chaos and chaos that she wasn't ready for. She hated streaming. She hates all things content creation. What makes you think like it's not just having a bazillion eyes on you is a fucking nightmare overnight because you need to grow slowly. You need to grow slowly if that's what you want to do long term. You need to, because you're going to learn so much that you're going to learn how to like manage a community. You're going to learn how to conduct yourself on the internet, how to not throw crypto schemes and scam people out of millions of dollars. You're going to learn how to not fall on your face. You need that time to do that. If you blow up overnight and all of a sudden you have like 2000 CCV or whatever, who are those people? You don't know. That is crazy. Like when I go live on Instagram, I'll have like 400 plus people in there. I don't know who they are. So call me crazy. I don't know, I don't like it. So I don't do it. It like freaks me out. I would much rather come on Twitch where like I have like this like I feel like my community is like it's like a breathing thing where like it grows slowly over time, it shrinks and grows and grows. But it's I know who the fuck is there. Okay. If there's new people there, great. That's cool. But like it's a nice that's I feel like at least for me, maybe it's because I'm a Taurus. I don't know. But like that's how I like to vibe. That's like I'm here because I like streaming because it feels good for me. All right. If I all of a sudden there was like 4 billion people, you've never been in the industry before, you've got DMs and like emails from like people pretending to be managers, like promising all these promotions and stuff. They're wanting to take you on like these like trips and stuff. That's too much. You're going to make a mistake. And it's not because you're a bad person. It's because things are exploding and you don't know how to handle it. Now, I don't know about the crypto thing. That's all I'm talking about. I'm just saying in general, everyone thinks they want to blow up overnight. You don't. Like
I
that's
agree
when
with that.
I don't understand. I'm not sure, but I assume that someone who has a giant platform like Pokimane, for example, I don't understand how she might be able to have like a close-knit community. Like, I don't know if I had that much attention, if I'd be able to just hang out in Discord. Because sometimes not to flex, I feel like this is amazing. But sometimes when I go in Discord just to hang out, I'll have like 20 people in my VC, and it is so cool. I love it. I don't even know, like, I don't know how that happens. It's just a good vibe, and everyone's on the same page. There's no like random, like, oh, do we have to worry about this guy? Usually, it's like everyone is aware already of what's going on and like not to turn your camera on with your pants down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a thing that we do. Don't do that. You know, that's we don't even have to say it. Like people just get it. They naturally understand the vibe of that. And if you all of a sudden have 6,000 people come in and you don't even know how to log into a Twitch account on an IRL thing, then you're not good. What are you doing? It's also disrespectful to people that have been like grinding for so long to get somewhere for you to just be like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. It's, like,
And
stupid, you
and
know?
like
And that's how those tragedies like that happen. I feel bad for her, honestly. I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you, girl, but yeah, it's
I
so trust me, like, you think you want that, but you don't. You
I
don't,
was rooting for her as well. And honestly, like I'm a firm believer that you learn from your failures. And like and people
if you're
forget that.
smart.
It's like when you fail, it's the best way to take a step back, look to see why it happened, why it failed, what's going on. Because like for example, I'm working on a new YouTube channel that you guys probably don't know yet, and I'm not gonna promote it. But
You just did, you might as well talk about it.
no,
You can't just leave them hanging like that.
it's literally for the podcast. It's like for the short. And like I posted a video with my friend Meg, who I had a couple episodes back, and the video got 2 views on YouTube, but it got 10,000 views on TikTok. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, was it a timing? Is it like why am I getting 2 views there, but I'm getting 10,000 views on another platform and I'm getting 150,000 views on Snapchat Spotlight? Although Snapchat Spotlight loves me for some reason, I don't understand why. But but by
You
all
will never
means,
understand why.
no, I'll never understand why, but
Mm-mm.
apparently everybody likes to watch my content on Snapchat Spotlight, and I've had more people come to my stream on TikTok green, purple, and red from Snapchat Spotlight than I have here. And like you make a huge point though, Peachy. Like you don't want to be big. Let's be real. It's so difficult to like be able to walk outside and have people recognize who you are. It's like you don't have any privacy when you're in that space, when you have that amount of stuff going on. People will rip you apart because unfortunately, like there's a lot of drama that happens like within the streaming space as you grow, and that's why you have to have super thick skin to be a content creator. And what I wish when I first started streaming that I knew is that you got to ask yourself what you want out of the streaming space. And like what are you trying to do? What do you want from it? And that's why I go back to like why I started streaming, which is I wanted to start streaming just to make 1 or 2 people smile a day. And if I can do that, I don't care if I have 0 people in my chat or 300 people in my chat. It's about doing that. It's about, and if more people have that, cool. I don't do it for the subs. I don't do it for the money. If I did, I wouldn't have a full-time job, and that's also not in my game plan either. But when we talk about streaming and authenticity and stuff like that, it's such a big thing. It's like remembering the basics, remembering the foundations, and like it's huge. And like so let's go back a little bit. We're gonna kind of redo a couple things here, but like I want to talk about some of the tools that you had when you first started streaming. So when you first started streaming, do you want to talk a little bit about that? Do you want to talk about what you had and what you learned and how you went to grow?
Sure. So when I first started streaming, I was in a situation that was very toxic and hard, and I kept it very, very private. I also uh yeah, it was so like lifestyle wise, I was very restricted. Like ultimately, also I was 100 pounds heavier than I am now, which is well, not now, but like yeah, I lost 100 pounds and whatever. So I was like heavier, but like it was a whole thing. I so for equipment wise and like stuff wise, I basically like when I first started streaming, I had like one friend and I just like begged them to show up to chat. I'm like, can you please just like talk to me because if I have one person in chat, I know I'm going to be fine because I knew that at the end of the day, like, yeah, you're live, but you are this is basically a radio show. Like you are constantly live. People are constantly listening to tuning out. Like people are coming in and out. It's a revolving door. Even if no one's coming, if you have zero viewers, period, the whole time, that VOD is staying up somewhere. Like
Hmm.
someone might see it. So be good, like do your best
Like
ultimately.
my podcast on that note, that's a huge point. Like my podcast gets more views after the stream is over than it does in the middle of the live stream. So your VODs do
Yeah,
stay up and those views will come. So,
yes, you'd be surprised how many people you like watch VODs. Like that's a very common thing. So like yeah, that's totally true. Also, my biggest like besides like asking my one friend RAP sad face to like help me out and like be in the chat with me, which was super helpful. The other thing I did was I had a pencil and paper and like throughout the week like cuz I at this point I was like okay, I'm going to I know I can at least stream a little bit every Friday. And that's the one thing I've kept so consistent this whole time. I don't know how the fuck nothing else is super consistent, but that is. I know that so I'm gonna just gonna pick out a couple things that I think that are something that I could start talking to myself about for like run on sentences, however long it takes until I run out of things to say. I'm gonna keep notes on like this random encounters I had like at the drive-through. Like I'll just put a note down like sight reading, like if acting experience, whatever. It's like the same thing. So I just would have a notebook and there'd be like a couple key points. You don't want to write out a whole paragraph you need to read. You want to be able to look down and briefly see Cybertruck and be like, I fucking hate Cybertrucks. Have you ever seen a Cybertruck before? They're disgusting. Why are they shaped? How does I deal with this? Like that's what you want. You want keywords. So I would have a few of those written down, and like that really helped me get through a couple hours of stream. And then like at the time, I think I was playing like Animal Crossing, and stuff like that. Just like games I knew that I always wanted to stream and like I was interested in. And then through there, I kind of like met like some streamer friends, which was really fun. And then so like slowly over time, like I started needing that notebook less and less, where it's like I might only see like the top one or two things and like that was enough for me to go off of. And then at that point I had like two people in chat sometimes and like that was enough for me to like I can see something they say and I can see anything you give me any word I can go on a rant about it. Like
same.
that's just part of the gig. And then it's at a certain point I got addicted to VC. So like I know it's kind of a crutch. I don't really care. But it's also a big risk because like I really like having people in my VC with me like my like talking like we are right now like on stream where it's not
Hmm.
just me talking. It's just really fun. I know it's not the best thing, but I love my friends. And like when you find someone that you really vibe with, that you're really funny with, it is just like magic. And it's also
Yes.
impossible to find content creators that you vibe with that have that can like that like best friend connection that you see people like Markiplier and like Jacksepticeye have and stuff like that is so fire, but like it's so hard to find, so I'm just constantly thirsty for that. It has led to me making a lot of very big mistakes. Like I have brought in a lot of people into my community and given them a platform for them to like ultimately explode and embarrass me in the worst possible ways possible. Explode not like in popularity but just
Like
they're
anger
not
and
around anymore,
aggression.
but that's happened that's happened a lot of times. So like I'm very much like way more careful now about who I allow on my streams with me.
Hmm.
Because it's like a thing that happens. It's like when something happens over and over again, you are the common denominator. I'm the problem. So, but it's also just a crutch, really. Like it's really fun to like be in a VC with someone. It makes it easier to like. I like to do long streams, not because I feel like I should. It's just because I'm having a lot of fun. I know that that time technically could be used better in other places, but it gives me joy. And at this point in time, anything that gives you joy is that's not hurting someone else, do it. Because like
Yes.
I don't know, we could all explode. Like you know what I mean? But so there's like a lot like that's something that you have to experience to like learn about. Like when you're building a community, when you're making connections, when you're building up your stream and your vibes for your stream, like in the beginning, like what do I do? Like how what am I gonna you just have to put stuff on your page. You just have to
Hmm.
make something. You have to put a picture of something. You're it's expected to change. I think that that's like the biggest thing is if you expect whatever you're going to do to change, that's going to help a ton because otherwise you're going to get stuck. Like you're not going to figure out your style until you start making stuff, which is so annoying. But like,
Well, we
I
learn
don't
from the
know.
experience as streamers, and that's something that's really interesting. It's like when I first started streaming, all I had was a laptop, and I had
Mhm.
this set of Turtle Beach headsets, and this was my microphone, and this plugs into my laptop, and this was my first headset, and that's why I keep it around. It's awesome. It's mine. But um it's essentially it's like when you talk about like it was me, it was my friends, and all we did was play Call of Duty and we vibed out. Like one of my first videos was me, Hydra, and Maya um taking a zip line and me breaking my legs. Right, and we all just laughed at me and they started dancing around me breaking my legs in Call of Duty. But it was
I was about
funny.
to say like a Call of Duty right now in real life because that sounds
No,
terrible.
in Call of Duty, not in real life, I
All my
promise.
friends laughed at me dramatically injuring myself for lifelong injuries. That doesn't sound like
Hmm.
friends to me, but okay. That's different though. Call of
See,
Duty,
in Call of Duty, if someone breaks your legs, dude, I mean, you have to dance
then you're
around them.
lucky.
You're lucky because you just made
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
But it's it's about, and I agree with you, like finding those people that like you vibe with, like to have on your stream, like to do things with. Like for example, I had a 10-minute meeting planned with you that turned into an hour and a half because you and I
That's because I don't know
vibed.
how to shut up.
Well, no,
That's
it's
because
because
that's why like, I
yeah, but you
text
and I
you.
also
I'm like, "We should
vibed
have
out.
recorded that."
We should have recorded that because like literally it
Yeah.
was just us like genuinely just like yapping at each other, and it was funny. It was awesome, and like she may or may not have my number from it, but no, I'm kidding. Not in that
I
way,
forgot
but
about that.
no, but it's like it's about the vibes that you put forward that like when you have with people, that's what really makes the content. And like your content can be your stream and it can be include other people, but you also made this point that I thought was amazing. It's like there are people that will use you for the wrong reasons over time, and it is impossible to find out who that is until the other foot drops.
Oh my god,
Um,
it's so
it's
annoying.
so
I could talk
annoying.
about that for hours.
Dude, we
It's so
could.
annoying. Like some people will play the long game and they will play you for years.
Yeah, they'll play
They
you
will
for
literally
years.
take years of your life and then be like, "Haha, just kidding. You were right. You should have never trusted me."
It,
Boom. And it's
it,
like, "Fuck."
I've had to
So,
cut
yeah.
people out, but I've gotten very good over like so I have massive trust issues. I've been hurt a lot throughout my life, and I don't mean this to be like a sad, "Oh, I'm sorry, perk." No, it's like I you know how we said earlier we learn from our mistakes.
Well, that's
I
what
can
makes you funny. You have to be traumatized to be funny. It's a thing.
true.
It's a rule.
It is. I can
They
pick
like
those
it.
people out within the first couple seconds of conversation. So,
Some of
I
them are very, very good.
some of them are very good.
Some of them are
Um
very crazy.
but you learn from your mistakes, you learn from your failures, but you learn from your successes. And that's why like when we first start streaming, you're going into a completely different thing where people will develop those parasocial relationships to you. Um because you're gaining traction, you're gaining viewers because they want to be like you and they see, "Oh, well this person's doing it, why not me?" But that's a terrible mentality to have in content, especially when you're working with other people. So,
Relationships are really tricky because like I'm incredibly guilty of being parasocial as hell. Like I believe everyone is my friend and I didn't know like I actually didn't understand what parasocial literally meant until
mhm.
this last cycle of bad choices with friendships happened because I was like, oh, wait a second, like this person that pretended to be my friend actually was genuinely like not, and like was actually my biggest hater the whole time. Like that's so like the constant like sabotaging, like, that, and then there were some other, like, instances I've had, like, with some DMs with people that are not streamers, and it's just like, "Oh my god," like, and it sucks because like, you have a responsibility, it feels like you have a responsibility, you don't, but it feels like
Mhm.
you have a responsibility to, like, live up to everyone's expectations of you, and, like, meeting people in person, like, at TwitchCon and stuff, it's like, everyone in their mind, like, in their mind, I'm guilty of the same thing, but, like, everyone has their own expectations of you that they projected onto you based on the little bit of content that they've seen from you.
Yes.
And like I had an instance happen, not at the stream hack, but a previous one where it really broke my heart because there was a person that came up to me and they were like, "Hey, Peachy," and they gave me like 6 milliseconds to react. I was streaming at the streaming booth at the time and I was having tech issues. So like my brain was all scrambled. And because I wasn't instantly like, "Hi, how are you?" Like it like they immediately because my face was like, "Hello?" Like I didn't know who they were. How am I gonna know who you are? Like they didn't have a name tag on. If I saw their name, I would have recognized them from chat. But like they were like that their reaction was like so disappointed and hateful that it like broke me. And I was like, dude, that sucks. And I couldn't find them. Like they disappeared after that. So it's just like that shit sucks. Like parasocial stuff sucks, but it's
It
also
does.
hard because how like it's also it's just hard because like at some point you have to it's okay to allow yourself to be happy and to like experience like emotions with people that you don't like know in person. That's okay. But like when you take it extra steps, like, it's just hard to identify what that even really is sometimes, and that can be really hard, and honestly, like, I the people that I talk to all the time in my Discord channel, I'm better friends with them than I am with people that I do know in person, and if you think about it, the people you know in person, they don't really know you that well either.
True.
So
And like,
like, I it's hard. What's harder is, like, when people, like, they think that they're dating you or something, like, thankfully, that's not
yeah.
happened to me, to my knowledge, but I have had a lot of really it's hard for me to tell people, "No, I don't wanna hurt people's feelings, I don't wanna make people feel bad or embarrass them," but, like, that is something that you need to know how to do, I just still don't know how to do it, and it's really hard. I just end up avoiding the whole situation and running away, which is way easier to do online than it is in person. Anyways, yeah, I don't
No,
know.
it's really interesting that like, you bring that up because I'm not going to go into super like extensive details, but I have a stalker. I have a stalker because that person thought that we were dating for during COVID when I had my dancing TikTok account active before I deleted that. And I ended up creating a Discord. We ended up having a community, and she thought that I was dating, and because she got extremely mad at me because I decided to take away a Discord role, because she started freaking out. And now that person has been stalking me since 2021, and they still call me on Google Voice numbers from time to time. But there's definitely a lot of dangers that come from parasocial relationships in the communities, but also there's a lot of positives as well. Like, you have to learn from
Mhm.
those negative experiences to be happy and enjoy the positive experiences that happen in a streaming world because the highs are extremely high, but the lows are very difficult.
And it's really hard and scary, but you do have to like you can't be afraid of having negative interactions
Yes.
and you can't be afraid of risking more because I like if I were to remember every single instance of something like that happening to me, I could fill up so many hours of time. I'm actually surprised at myself sometimes like how many situations I forget about because someone will bring
Yeah.
something, "Oh, don't you remember this one person from that one day?" No, I don't. But they were like a huge like it was like a
It was
huge
a
thing where
big deal at the
we were like
time.
screaming on VC like, "Can you fucking believe this?" Like I don't remember any of it. So I think it's just because that happens kind of like, it just happens, it's just part of the thing, but they are all learning experiences, and, like, if you're doing your best to, like, learn from this I'm really obsessed with people's psychology and how their brain works, and
Hmm.
that fucks me up so much because I get invested in, "Why are they acting like that? I wanna learn more," and then it gets out of control, so I've had to, like, really stop, doing that sometimes, but, like, it's hard, and, like, the internet's great because you can just block people. Yeah, Google Voice shit sucks. That's just part of the gig. And like I mean, also at the same time, people that do stuff like that, they want attention. So the more that you
Yes.
do bring it up, the more they're enjoying it, which is why, like, one of my more recent situations that was really serious, I have never talked about that because I know that's what they want. And they would just be joiking their little goon stick over there just in the corner. And I don't want
Drinking
that.
the little goon stick.
Yeah, like you just like that's what they're after is that ultimate
True.
attention. And that's
Well,
like,
that's what all the
the
trolls
more
in your
you
content channel are after, like, or everyone's channels.
yeah,
They
and they'll
want to see you
eventually
freak
stop
out.
if you ignore them. That was the
True.
best advice I ever got growing up is I had, my first serious boyfriend, I was, like, 13, was extremely physically abusive, it was a whole thing, and the only thing that got him to actually leave me alone was to completely ignore him all the way. Like, it was so hard to do, but, like, that experience, thank God, because that dude, oh my God, got so much worse, but it doesn't matter. But, like,
Hmm.
that lesson of, like, if you just completely stonewall people out, they will eventually give up, was
True.
very helpful, even if they're, like, actually psychotic.
So
But also that's really sad because like, don't stonewall me out because like, I actually, like, really wanna, like I want to, like what don't block me. I'm sorry. Did I do something? Like,
you
talk
can
to me, you
you can
know?
block me. It's
Don't
okay.
which
But
at the same time, and on that note, if I may, like
mhm,
I just think it's messed up. There's so many communities on Twitch, and like, look, run your community however you want. That's your right on the platform.
yes,
That's part of the thing, which is great. I just think it's like I just think it sucks when you're in a friend group of Twitch streamers and all of a sudden, no one's talking to you anymore, you don't know why. No one tells you, and then eventually you find out you've been blocked in all their channels, and you're like, "Why?" And it's like, "Oh, you posted a picture with a content creator we don't like. So you're a toxic person, and we're not your friend anymore." First of all,
toxic by relativity does
what?
not exist in the streaming space, and that's something. I mean, like we could talk about like that type of thing in for years, but
I
like
just think that that's insane behavior, that's
it
cultish,
is.
is like, if you have a problem with something that I did, first of all, just talk to me about it, I might agree with you. Maybe, "Hey, you know what? That was weird." I do a lot of weird stuff, I say a lot of weird things, I do, alright? I'm surprised none of that's been the issue. None of that stuff was the issue, is that I posted a picture with someone that you don't like. So you've rallied your group of people around that I thought were my friends too, to completely, like, block me from everything. Okay, well, that's just it's sad and that hurts feelings, and you're gonna have to have a grieving process for those friendships, but at the same time, those people suck,
Well,
and,
it's
like,
also
that's
realization that it's
hurtful.
people that you don't need in your life either.
Exactly, but, like, at
Hmm.
least give people the chance to discuss things, and also, aren't you, like, a little bit afraid of your friend group? Like, "Oh my god, I saw what they did to Brenda over there, like, if I say the wrong thing, they're gonna, like, kick me out." Like, that's weird, and we're not in high school, at least I'm not. I'm a
So
grown-ass man,
I want to
so
switch gears to talk more about streaming tools and software and stuff like that. As much as
okay.
I love talking about parasocial relationships
Sorry,
and
I'm
stuff like
talking
that,
shit again.
no, it's
You got
okay.
me talking shit.
You're allowed to talk shit. It's okay.
No,
It's
no,
just a
no,
safe
no.
place. But
No, it's not.
so
Nowhere safe.
how for your streams, what bots or overlays do you think elevated your streams the most? Like, do you use Stream Elements? You use OBS? Like, I know you talked a little bit about FrostyTools. Like, for someone beginning, what should they look into?
So, okay, OBS, you have to use OBS. Don't use Streamlabs OBS. It sucks. And even if you try it anyway, it's gonna suck. Meld is honestly, if you're starting out fresh, maybe Meld. I'm not sure. I
I
tried
would
Meld a
recommend
little
Meld.
bit, but huh? You wouldn't?
I would definitely recommend Meld.
I think that
100%
if you're a
recommend Meld.
brand new streamer and you don't know how any of the OBS stuff works, then I think that Meld would be a good thing to look into. I plan on revisiting it in the future, but I didn't give it a solid enough chance to give it a full review. But I would be honest with you if I had other opinions on it. But I do use OBS. I think OBS is really standard. It's everything that you need. I mean, whatever. Is it confusing? Yeah. But once you set up everything, then you're good. Once you have it, you're good. And that knowledge sticks. And a lot of it's transferable to other things as well.
Yes.
You can also use it to record. One of my favorite things about OBS that a lot of people don't know is that you can use the virtual camera and you can set it to be a virtual camera for any of your scenes. So you can be streaming with your normal gaming thing, but then you might be sharing just your camera to Discord or something for
That's what
like
I'm doing
other
right
people
now.
to use. Exactly. And I think that
Uh-huh.
that's so sick. So like there's like a lot
Mhm.
of stuff you can do. There's also a million tutorials on OBS stuff. But ultimately whatever works for you is best, but I would not use slobs. Just, Meld or OBS probably. Besides that though, because that's like to me that's software. That's not like a streamer bot kind of thing.
Right.
So for bots, obviously FrostyTools is the best, period. It's fantastic. I love it. But I also do use multiple things. And part of the reason for that is because like over time, sometimes like because I kind of use a little bit of everything and that can get really confusing. Like I have a sound alerts account, I have stream elements for some I like the chat commands and stream elements. Sometimes things don't work properly, so it's nice to have another thing to back up on, which is why I do want to have Meld and OBS going on my computer, honestly, so that if like OBS is not working, then I can switch over. Like I want to be able to do that. So that's, it's good to have options. But like right now I have so sound alerts I like because I have all of my mods that I trust. I don't have a lot of mods, but I have a couple of my mods set up on there where they can go in and make sound alerts for me, which is really helpful because sometimes when I'm streaming, I'll be like, Spinny, that's really funny. Can you add that? And then they'll like go in and find it and do it, which is sick. So like that's really nice. I'm sure other things do that too, but I've used like pretty much everything. I think that like really what works for you is what matters. The only thing I actually have a really strong opinion about is I don't like certain chatbots that use AI voice text things
Yes.
that are taking other people's likenesses without their permission. For example, actors. And like I don't, like Betty, you're making Betty White talk about like crazy shit that she wouldn't say, which she says like, but you know what I mean? It's like these people are not consenting to that, and that makes me uncomfortable. There are ways where you can make AI voices of yourself, and like you're consenting to that. That's fine. If you have people that are consenting you to use their voices to do it, go for it. Like whatever. Like I know Morgpie has like a First of all, there's like so before FrostyTools was a thing, Ken made an AI chatbot for me, and it was a 3D portrait of me that would come up and talk to you in my voice. And we called her Viper. And now that's what all these big streamers are doing with their own thing. But that's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is that I use my voice for that. I consent to that. And I can tell you, hearing my voice talk to me, saying things I didn't say is so freaky.
Yes.
So like consent is a big thing for me. So that's why I don't like when chatbots use other people's voice. Is it funny? Of course, it's hilarious. But that's my thing. But other than that, like I don't know. I use like I don't know. I'm really really judgmental of corporations. I just am. I get the ick really easily when I talk to like people at conventions and stuff. But like Frosty Tools is the best, and that's just the truth. It's made by great people, person with genuine pure intentions. And like anytime that there's like an idea or like a tweak or like, oh, I wish it would do this instead. Like if you say something in the Discord or like if I just tell him, he usually just like does it. And it's like kind of feels like a personalized thing to me sometimes. So maybe that's why I like it so much. I don't know. But it's really fun and the community is really fun too. It's actually like really wild how much the community's grown from that, which is really it's a nice feeling. But yeah, like when Viper was like my AI bot was like taking off, people kept asking me over and over again, like, how can they get one? And that's how I was able to convince Ken to finally make Frosty Tools a thing that's public that everyone can use because people were asking for it. So I was like, dude, at the time he was living in Florida and I'm in Texas, we were long distance. And I was like, dude, you can, if you do that, then you can move here. Like we can be together. Just make this a thing. People keep asking for it. They're offering to pay for it. Like let them. And then he did. And then that's all a thing. And then we were talking about like the Highlight Hunter idea on the drive back from Florida to Texas. And then it finally became a thing. It was like really cool. So that's a little tidbit about that.
So
But yeah, that's pretty much all I use mostly, I think.
so for my stuff, when I talk about tech and tools and stuff, like let's talk about OBS for a minute. I'm gonna pull it over here so like everybody can kind of see it. We'll talk about OBS. I don't want to do like any type of like weird streamception type thing, but there's your streamception. So I'm just gonna minimize it to like here so you guys can kind of see what's going on. It'll also let me center this so you can see. So OBS is one of those things that it takes a lot of practice to be able to learn certain things. Like for example, I have a million different audio things, and I actually was dealing with a technical issue when we first started stream. Then the technical issue was actually because there was a failed plugin on my streaming PC over here So that's in short what happened. So you can see in my OBS, I have my canvas here, and then I also have my vertical canvas. And I'm sorry, Clock app, I'm sorry, TikTok. You're gonna have to come over to one of my other platforms to be able to see this stuff because I'll display issue. But so we talk about audio mixes and stuff like that. When we look at some of the stuff that's going on, you can have filters for each thing that you have. The way I run it with my PC is I have a limiter set to -3 so that when I yell, and I yell super loud, it's not going to be abrasive even inside of my Discord. I also have a dedicated NDI output that I call mic aux main that I send from my one PC over to my other PC to be able to catch. I don't use this anymore because I kind of switch things up. But what NDI is, in short, it's a way to transfer internally from your two different computers inside of your own home. But there's a lot of like interesting tools that you can have. For example, I have my kid voice, I have my Echo, I have my megaphone, and I have my underwater, like other SFX that I have. And then I have my stream audio output, which is another NDI thing that I use to send things out to. So like looking into OBS is in like understanding OBS and understanding different scenes is crazy. So for example, one of the things that I did is I created a nested overlay scene where, so if I wanted to, so this is Peachy, I can take her out or I can add Peachy back and stuff like that. And there's also have my overlay as well down here. So I can take myself out or I can put myself back. But it really depends on all the stuff that you have available inside of your own scenes. And like I can even mute myself and then stream would disappear or it can come back type deal. But learning these things and learning how to use the plugins, like the ADM plugins and stuff like that, is such an interesting thing. And OBS is definitely something that's new. Meld is amazing. Meld changed the entire stream game because of the stuff that they put together. I'm not going to open Meld because on this PC, it's going to explode with the stuff that I have going on. But definitely recommend watching YouTube videos on how to set up OBS for specific scenes to be able to get things set up for like podcast related stuff. Also, sorry, that was kind of like my OBS tangent and stuff that I use. Another thing that I use is Elgato Wavelink. And there's a lot that you need to understand with Elgato Wavelink, but I'm not going to go into that in like full depth because you can actually use SFX to modify your voice within your Elgato Wavelink app, or you can use voice mod. But like, for example, I set up a kid voice, which actually I think I deleted because it may have been causing problems. No, I did delete that. But you can add a G form, and then you can change your audio and make yourself sound like a kid. And it's kind of cool. There's like really cool YouTube videos and stuff about that. But yeah, so there's a lot of really interesting tech that you can use for it.
You can have a lot of fun with stuff.
Of course. It's
And the
just
more fun you have, the better it's going to be.
you can also, so one really amazing streamer that I recommend watching is Flex. Flex and Catliana. They will throw tips and tricks on their channel for like things that chat can do to control certain things. Like, for example, you can set up a Twitch goal where you can make yourself sound like an Animal Crossing character. And it's really cool. Also, chat, we do see you and we love you, and I'm sorry if I'm not actually calling you out, but I just wanted to let you know that. So anyways, how do you plan your content? What's the best way to plan your content? Okay.
I just don't. In fact, I just got chewed up by my mods for not telling them. They're like, the thing we love about you is that you say you're gonna go live at 7 and you go live at 4. I know. I just like I'm trying to make myself wait to go live and I can't. I can't stick to a schedule to save my life. And it's really not my fault. I just have a lot of IRL things and responsibilities and obligations like any responsible adult would have that, keeps me from living to my full potential, you could say. So like honestly, like just do whatever you want, man. I don't know. Like I like to play my brain like has to like be wired into like one specific thing for it to properly work. So sometimes it takes me a while to get into that. I used to play a ton of Fortnite. I plan on going back to Fortnite, but right now I'm in a giant RuneScape binge because I love RuneScape so much, and it's just been a thing that I've always loved, and so I'm and being able to do that right now. So I'm RuneScape brained. So like now it's like, okay, every stream that you see me at, I'm just gonna be literally playing Riftopia and RuneScape for the foreseeable future. Like that's just what it is. And just like I have the loosest schedule possible. Right now it's Thursdays and Fridays through the summer. And then I'll be able to go back to my normal, just like all weekend thing at some point. But it's just like it's great. If you can set a schedule, fantastic. It's gonna be easier for people to find you and know where you're at if they know, hey, because like my schedule's messed up, sure. But like I say, like, if you're looking for me and you show up at 7 p.m. on a Friday, I'm gonna be there. Even if I started 6 hours ago, I'm still gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, it's just you have to like, it's you set the expectation for how people are gonna, expect to find your content. For me, I mean, I'm here. I don't know. If I post a going live tweet, then you're lucky because I usually can't make my brain function enough. I usually am just, like, running in here, like, "I just gotta hurry up and make a bunch so I can fucking go live because I just wanna go live so bad." Like, I like being live. It's a toxic thing, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so my me planning streams doesn't happen. If the most that I'll do is like if I'm actually like sometimes like when I'm sitting, like I'll sit here and I'll put on some makeup, whatever. I'll be watching some streams. I like to watch streamers that I am inspired by because
Mhm.
it helps me get in the headspace for it. Like before this, I was listening to one of your other podcasts to kind of get like a vibe for like what was gonna happen, which I think
Mhm.
was a really good call. And sometimes I will think like, oh, like I need to fix like I'll always I one big tip I always give like especially people that wear makeup when they stream is like whenever you are getting ready, get ready, but then finish getting ready while you have your camera pulled up because like your makeup's gonna look different on camera than it does in person. Like my makeup in person is blown out and crazy. I think you have a filter on me on your end, but like that's not that it's like that in person. But like on my stream is usually like kind of like more I don't know, like you can manipulate it more. It's kind of like painting for the back of the room, like drag race stuff. I like to do like big makeup and shit like that. So that's I do that. But like I'll mess with like some settings in OBS or like I might make a new scene or something. But like most of the time, like I try to keep it simple because over the years, my biggest battle has been OBS just being a freaking nightmare, for whatever reason it decides. So I've learned to try to keep things simple. I have things set to like just I just use like, I have 2 cameras. My other camera is just like it's like my little it's just like my little thing, and I just grab it sometimes and do stuff to it. It's really fun for me. I like it, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, oh shoot, I messed up. Hold up.
You're okay.
I forgot I don't have that one set because of it's a special one just for you for this
Also,
scene. But yeah.
no filters. I don't like using filters on my guests in case they have them themselves because they might.
There's no way that's so crazy because yours looks like the contrast is turned up so high, but mine's
So
not like that on my
it's
end. That's crazy. It doesn't matter, I guess, but
it's really interesting that you say that too because like when I go into, I'll show you because in OBS, right? So what I have for this particular scene. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna be able to show it because it's just gonna switch scenes. Um. Anyways, we'll go back. What
well,
I
you can
have.
studio mode. Studio mode doesn't switch scenes.
No, studio mode doesn't switch scenes. When I switch scene, well, I guess I could go to studio mode. Um,
I mean, it's fine. I just
yeah.
like I don't know. I just that was a funny little
No,
thing
so what I do
because
for my guest cam scene, and I'm gonna switch to this. It's gonna highlight you real fast. Um, I have literally 0 filters. I'll screenshot that and send it to you. I think that's really interesting. No, I literally
I
have.
just don't believe you because on all of my monitors, mine looks different.
It may
But that is
be my
another thing
it
too.
may
It's
be
really
my
weird.
monitor thing as well. So like when I set up the settings for my monitor because I have you on my
Are you
Gigabyte
screen capturing?
G270S.
All right, it doesn't matter. Honestly, I can't my brain just, like, shit the bed on all that conversation, so, like, look, yeah, you're right, also, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm s like, when people send you a long message, "I'm sorry, for your loss," or "Good for you," I ain't reading all that. I don't know. Brain idiot
Hey,
mode
you look
explode.
great though.
Thanks. It's a constant struggle. Lighting is a fucking whole thing. Everything's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a giant production. So I like to just try to get everything set. And I think that's probably another reason why when I go live, I try to stay live as long as I can where I'm still having fun because I'm like, I figured it out. It's working. The lighting's fine. Everything's okay. Like there's a balance going on.
My light's
But yeah.
always messed up because I typically I'll stream at night, not during the day. So now I have the natural sunlight coming in from my window over there, and it is kind of messes with the lighting that I currently have in my room. So you can see Pikachu being extra yellow.
Mhm. Well, I recently set up 2 settings on mine, so because I really like having my overhead light on,
Hmm.
um, but it messes up my settings, so I have, like, 2 saved on my camera software, where, like, one of them is for, like, when my lights are off and one are when my lights are on, so that helps too. Because like, I try to shut the window, but, like, light still comes through, but, like, that's a really important part too, unfortunately. And of course, audio is the most important, but, like, I like to scream a lot, so, like, my limiter and stuff like that, I've had to, like, shift a ton.
Same.
Sometimes things get reversed. Also, I learned OBS, whenever you make changes, gosh, you better, like, close it and save it and not just, like,
Yes.
restart your computer because it will not save your stuff, and, like, your settings will get all messed up.
You
It'll look
have
like it's
to
saved,
you have to
but it
close
didn't.
it and save it because once you have it set, you gotta resave your profile. And then delete the old profile because everything saves into this thing called a JSON file, which is
Yeah.
something really interesting because that's how Meld is able to capture stuff from the OBS JSON file and put it into their own architecture.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it's really just like you just have to, do your best and throw spaghetti at the walls and constantly like just figure it out. Like I hate doing tech support stuff like on stream. It's like actually really infuriating to me, but I've learned to like not to just not do it on stream unless it's something I know I can do that I can like sidebar and make it seem like nothing's going on because it's so boring. It's
it
so
is.
fucking boring to watch people do that shit. Also, I crash out and it's not in a funny way. It's in like a I'm screaming, throwing up, throwing shit at the walls way sometimes. But like it hasn't happened as much lately, knock on wood. Which is, nice. I used to like let people screen team viewer into my computer that were super confident and then they always would mess stuff up every
So
time. And it's
I
just like,
from a tech
I
support
hate you.
perspective, because I work in tech, I will try to never use TeamViewer because sometimes sessions are accidentally left open. But I mean, it's really weird. Like when because I can go on a whole cybersecurity. I'm not going to because that's not the purpose of the podcast. But being safe in the cyberspace is very important. Um, but it's like
Yep.
with team viewer and stuff like that, they have their perks. Like things will actually be able to be utilized, but like a lot of the times, people will never end that support session. So you got to make sure you go into your control panel and then make sure you uninstall team viewer. That's something that I recommend. But
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
like
it's just like you can't really trust people to fix your stuff. You have to learn how to do it yourself, period. And
I'll
that's
only trust people
how
if
it
they're here
is
in
with
person.
everything. You have to
Mhm.
know how to do everything yourself or it's not gonna be right. It's just how it is. Oh, well, why don't you just hire someone? Trust me, I would. But it doesn't work like that. Like, you literally have to know how to do things yourself, and that's just how it is on every little thing, like audio,
Yes.
lighting, camera stuff, like OBS, like running streams, like streamer etiquette, like being an entertainer in general, not
Hmm.
sucking and being a shitty person and making people sad. Like, there's a lot of, like, elements to this. Also, hating yourself enough to post constantly on social media. That's not a place I'm in my life right now. I'm trying to feel better, so I'm not doing that constantly at the moment. But
Well,
it
you're
is what it is,
amazing.
you know?
You're amazing, and you're awesome, and I enjoy
Thanks,
your company.
thanks. My company is only in one location at the moment, and it's literally right here. I go on
True.
Twitch, I go on Discord. If I'm anywhere else, congratulations, but I'm like, "I'm here, man." I don't know.
I have
Is that
myself on every platform because I'm a multi-streamer. So I stream on
yeah.
Twitch, Kick, YouTube, X, and TikTok. Um,
If your goal is to grow, then that is the right thing to do for sure. My goal right now is to just like not hate my life and be happy. And so that's what I'm doing is doing things that make me happy. And that's simplifying. And that's okay.
so
You
what
don't have to
makes you
like do all or
happy?
nothing. What makes me happy is spending time with my community that I love and that and not
That's a
putting
W.
pressure on myself to make content, even though I want to make a super awesome video about how I made my cosplay. I do. But I also don't want to make it. Like I want it to be made. I don't want to make it. And I'm mad and stressed out about it and like maybe eventually I'll get there and that's okay. And being gentle with yourself about that and being okay with that because it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You don't have to like post on every single social media platform or not do anything at all. Like that doesn't have to be like that.
Right.
I'm saying, look, I have all these platforms. You can follow me wherever. There are tons of videos that are very embarrassing of me all over the internet. But if you want to like hang out, I'm on Twitch Thursdays and Fridays all day. I'm in my Discord all the time. Like that's my go-to hangout. Like if it's like a regular day and I just want to like go play RuneScape or just be with people and have company, I'll just go hang out on my Discord and it is nice. It is really nice. There's not like I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself to like produce content. That is soul sucking. That is so soul sucking. And like there's a myth like you don't have to do that and also like make money by sucking yourself dry. Like I mean, I got to do a cosplay for Intel at DreamHack by and like I've been barely posting anywhere. Like I
That
streamed
cosplay
part
was
of
so
the
good.
cosplay. Thank you. I worked really hard on it and I had no real experience on making any kind of cosplay and I just did it because Intel said so and I said, "Yes, anything for you. I love you so much." It was such a good experience. I loved it so much and I would definitely do it again. But like it's just you don't have to like and if you look at the thing I learned about that too is that like the people that were a part of that team they didn't have giant social media followings. They weren't posting constantly on everything, but they were still like in these realms and like in these industries making really cool stuff. It's because they said yes and they showed up. On that note, the way I got that gig was on Twitter. My friend reposted a tweet that was saying, "Hey, any DreamHack Dallas creators that are going, or any Dallas DFW local creators that are going to DreamHack, we're looking for cosplayers to do Marvel Rivals cosplays." And I'm like, why not? Sure, I'll shoot my shot. I DM'd them. They were trying to get a whole team of Marvel Rivals people, as far as I know, and what I was communicating to me as far as I know. And only two people were booked. It was me and someone who played Luna Stone. It was really fun. She was really cool. I really liked meeting her. She was really fun.
Mhm.
But neither one of us really knew what the fuck we were doing. That was our first gig that we ever did. Like,
And
it's just like, just do it. Like, they're not expect by the way, my cosplay, like, I worked really hard and I'm proud of it, but it didn't look like a super, like, intricate, like, detailed professional one, like, that I was going for. It just didn't. And I wasn't sure if that's what they were expecting. If they don't ask to see it ahead of time, then they probably don't have very high expectations for you. You know what I mean? Like, you just do your best. You don't have to get in your own way. You don't have to put all this, "Well, I haven't been like, I'm still, planning on making more content in my Magic cosplay and posting it. I have a lot of cool new equipment for that I'm excited to use, but it hasn't happened yet. Does it haunt me and keep me up at night? Of course it does. But it's like, it's fine. I'm learning to just accept that that's just how it is, and it's okay. The only person that's mad at me about it is me. I just wanna play RuneScape and
well,
heal my brain cells.
from an outside perspective and from actually getting a photo with you in person, that cosplay was dope. And
Thank you.
like
It
it
survived.
was really good. But
It's kind of falling apart, but thank you. I tried really hard.
so on to another question about tools. What is something during your streaming journey that you thought you needed as a creator, but turned out to be completely unneeded for your stream?
That is a good question.
Hmm.
Completely unneeded.
So for mine,
Uh,
I say voice mod, and I found out ways
yeah.
around using voice mod and not having to pay the $20 a month to have the voice mod pro. But
Okay. Well, when I first started streaming, I was, I'm always been inspired by Jenna Marbles, and one of the funniest things I thought she would do was use her voice changer. So I
mhm.
pretty quickly put a voice changer on my microphone, and it immediately ruined my entire life. So I don't mess with that stuff, but that's cool. I'm sure that if I cared enough, I could get one to work. But
I can
it
always
can
give you
be very
tips on
funny.
that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll definitely reach out whenever I get to that point. It's just right now, like I don't have the brain cells to withstand any more kinds of information. But so I just make my own voices instead. But yeah, let's say I know that it's possible we could make that work. But the tool, like I would say,
See,
like
there's
you
Frosty
really don't
Tools.
need frosty tools. You do need like that's
Yes.
required. But like I didn't have that when I first started streaming. That's a new thing.
Thank you for the Ray
Um,
Bella.
hello.
No, but anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. I honestly, like, I don't know. You don't really need anything. Like when I first started streaming, period, it was on a MacBook Pro plugged up to the wall because the battery was shit and it was on like a TV tray. And I was playing RuneScape and it was like trash, but I was just testing stuff out. All you need is yourself and a vessel that will stream, like whether that's your phone or your computer. Some people stream through their PlayStation and they're able to do that well, like that's amazing. You don't really need anything. There's definitely upgrades you can get that are nice, that are cool and stuff. Like, I mean, my favorite stream camera is just the classic C920. It's like a 80 buck, probably cheaper. I think it's like I think I saw one for 50 recently. Like I've gone through several of those. Like that's been my like go-to. Right now I'm using the Insta360. It's an AI camera that like can do like tracking. It'll follow me around, which is really fun and it zooms in. So
Mhm.
I have like a lot of funny moments from that. My favorite feature though, if in the realm of like not gatekeeping is the face filters. Like it has AI face filters that don't look too obvious. Sometimes they do. It depends on like what you're doing. But I like that because we all miss Snapcam, RIP Snapcam. That was
Right.
gosh darn great. Yeah, highly recommend using filters, dude. We all hate ourselves. Just use a filter. It's fine. No one cares. All right? You're going to feel better and that's good. You don't really need a stream deck, I guess. I use my stream deck, but not as much as I thought that I would. Um, I mean, I don't know. You could always use more monitors. Standing desks are amazing. I have a
Yes.
walking pad that I used to play Fortnite while walking on, which was somehow made me a better player. Everyone's like, you should have a sponsorship with that walking pad company. Dude, they've been out of stock since I got one because I talked about it so much for free. So I don't know. But it's fun. Walking pads are great. I don't know, dude. I really loved my green screen, my pop-up green screen. You don't need one of those anymore. I hate it, but you don't. All the cameras and software now they have built-in green screen key tools that key you out of anything. It's better to like. There's been a few times when it's like it gives you better quality if you're doing something really professional. Like recently, I did a puppet show thing with Serena Paris, which is really fun. And to do
I
that,
love
I pulled
Serena.
out
She's
all the
amazing.
stops. Like Serena's the best. I every time I have an interaction with her, I respect her more and more every single time. She's such a queen. I love her. Shout out Serena Paris. You're the best. I love you. But like I pulled out my green screen for that and I have a background in like, short, video making and like film shit and whatever, all that cringe shit. And cringy good. I love it so much. But like using green screens is really helpful, but you do not need one. Almost every single like streamer show that I do that asks you to use a green screen, they're fine if you're shittily keyed out with your camera software. Like it's fine. Also I think Discord has one that does that automatically now too.
Yeah,
Like you
they
don't
do.
need anything fancy. You just really need light and you need a camera and you need just to like be resourceful with how you research information.
Yes.
Um and if you're going to ask people questions, make sure they're cool with being asked questions. You can ask me if I know the answer to your questions, I will answer them, but I just would prefer if you ask me while I'm live because I will not answer DMs. I don't I just get overwhelmed. Text, I think reading is hard. Reading is harder for me the older I get, and I want to work on that. But reading's hard, which I
I
know is
I
like counterproductive.
I definitely agree. Like reading is very difficult for me. Like
Reading
it's
comprehension.
it's why I focus so hard on like all my chats all the time. It's like there's so many different like as I'm getting older because I get like when I started streaming back when I was like 20 or sorry, not 20 when I was like 26 on like Scout, right? I had super small text. I could see everything from my phone, but I could see everything from my phone at a distance, and that was cool. Now I have to have a 37-inch monitor posted right up over here
I
for me
have
to be
mine
able to see
zoomed in.
chat.
My
Hmm.
chat is like so big on my screen, and also like it's
Protect your eyes, guys. Protect your eyes as you get older.
That's
Protect
so
your
funny too, like,
eyes.
with, FrostyTools is another feature where it, like, summarizes your chat for you. So it'll take, like, your chat and put it into, like, one message that, like, kinda gives you the gist of stuff, which is really cool.
Hmm.
So, like, if you are, like, a bigger streamer with a giant chat, like, that helps. Also, like, I have it,
Ah,
s connected to my Discord, so when I go live, it'll give a going live, like what happened last stream kind of like synopsis. Like, what did you miss? And it's like, oh, this person like exploded and like she almost died in RuneScape, but like whatever, It's kind of nice. It's nice.
and honestly, like I love that about FrostyTools. Like I actually, me personally, from what I've seen in FrostyTools, I don't have the Pro myself yet, but I can't hype that bot up enough. The stuff that I've seen from it is absolutely incredible. It's such a useful tool. Um, and like it's probably it's slowly been turning into one of my favorite tools. My all-time favorite streaming tool has to be Elgato Wavelink. The only reason why I say the Elgato Wavelink is my favorite tool is because of how much I learned from it and what I can do with it. So
Yeah.
it's just turned into like some really interesting like use cases like with that particular tool alone. But every mic is different because my brother works as an audio, or well, he doesn't work as an audio. He works in music, but
I
he
thought your brother
knows
was
it.
a comedian.
No, that's my uncle. My
Oh,
uncle's
your
comedian.
uncle's a comedian.
Yeah, my
Okay.
brother is a musician and he lives out in Brooklyn and he's really dope and he's really cool. But he knows a lot about audio and engineering stuff. So eventually this Elgato Wave that's lasted me for 4 years is going to be replaced with a Telefunken M80, which I cannot wait for once I get
Yeah,
an
that's cool.
SSL board. But like streaming
Yeah.
tech and tools is really cool. Like the only thing you really need as a streamer is OBS and a laptop. I mean, like
Yeah, pretty much.
everything else can come over time, like as you choose to upgrade and what you want to do. Like for me going like heavy duty into Call of Duty, I ended up getting a whole new PC, and I'm glad I did because COD sucks and takes up so much stuff. But it's
I
a
mean, you
really
can have, like, the best equipment and still suck.
right.
That's
Because
just
it's about your
the truth.
personality as a streamer.
Yeah, so, like, I know I see a lot of people that are pretty, and then they buy, like, billion-dollar setups and shit, and they pay someone to do everything for them to where it looks good, but then it does fall apart because they can't hold a conversation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's sad. I'm
And
like, "Well, what's going on here?" Like, there's some kinda, also, can I who did you use for this? Can I call them? Because like, that'd be sick, you know? Dude, some people's backgrounds are so beautiful. I like to, like, watch streamers and then, like, try to figure out what's going on. I wish that, like, like, on Pinterest, like, how you can click stuff and it takes you to, like, where you can buy stuff in the picture. I
yeah,
wish they had that for streamers. So I was talking to someone about that idea. It might have been kind of for FrostyTools thing. I don't know. I don't remember. But that sounds so nice because, like, I'm
I
always
have an
watching
idea.
people that have gorgeous backgrounds. I'm like, "Dude," and
You
if you
should
ask
talk
them,
with
sometimes they get
Meld.
annoyed.
You should have an integration of FrostyTools with Meld as a widget,
That'd be pretty cool.
and
I
then
don't
we
know.
can make it happen.
Yeah, you
But
never know.
we never
That would be
know.
pretty cool.
Lots of
Yeah,
things
we
are in
we
the
love Meld.
pipeline.
We have a lot of friends that are with, Positive's great, love Positive. They're like
Hmm.
B Paula, Bill, they're all great. We love them.
And Sage, like all of them, like the whole
Yeah,
Meld team
Sage
is
is
like
great.
great people and like genuine people.
Mhm.
Another one of those tools that's like made by streamers for streamers. But genuinely, like the only reason why I'm using OBS instead of Meld is because of like one feature. They know about it. They might be working on it. They probably are working on it. They probably have it done, but I don't want to rush them and do as they're doing their thing because that's not my place either. So, but it's really interesting, like when you think about all the streaming tools that are out there, like the chat bots, like the the voice changing software, the audio engineering software that you need is like
Mhm.
people forget that
And it can be overwhelming. There's a
it
lot.
is because
Mhm.
people forget that we are our own audio engineers. We're our own tech support. We're our own marketing agents. We're our own social media managers. We're our own video editors. Like we do everything ourselves, and 95% of the stuff that we do in the streaming world is like stuff that you don't see when after we hit the live button.
Yeah,
And
it's exhausting.
it is
Um, but my background up until this point was had a huge tech background. Like I was a professional in the IT situation as well, but also
WIT.
like yeah, and also customer service. I think that a lot of those things come into streaming as well as you could call me like a child entertainer. I mean, like my mom had she ran a business in our home growing up where it was a daycare, and I essentially was employed as a child in the daycare, meaning I grew up entertaining giant groups of kids, and that was just my life until I moved out at 18. So, like, that I think had a big impact on the way that I interact with people, which made me, I think, good at customer service because I like helping people. So I spent, like, before I started streaming, I was, customer service and like doing tech and tech, customer service, and all of those things, and like, the basic things. But I, at the same time, was also running a YouTube channel that has been wiped from the planet. You will not find it. But I spent a lot of time and effort in that. I got a lot of experience. I traveled around the country doing YouTube journalism with different groups. And I learned a lot of things that I'm grateful for now because it saves me from making a lot of probably, mistakes that I you know, thankfully I'm not gonna make now because I already learned those lessons, you know what I mean? But
Right.
like you just have to like I mean, I started content creation stuff when I was like 13. Like it's not a thing it's not a phase, mom. I'm gonna just keep doing stuff. Even like Tactical Grandma is so inspiring. I want to
Yes.
see more older people. She's not even like she's not even that old at all. Like
No,
she's
she's
like, I'm a
not.
grandmother. Like she's young. Like, but still, the point is I want to see more older people in this space. Like right now, it's still a new thing. All of this stuff is new. All right. Some people like they were born and streaming was already a thing. That's not the case for me. All right. We're on the front, the forefront of this. Like, wait, we're making the path, the way path, whatever.
Yeah, the
Okay.
path.
So I'm gonna be here when I'm a grandmother, whether it's with 5 CCV or 5 million CCV. I don't care. I'm gonna be here either way. And like, that's I have no like there's people are like, "Oh, Peachy, why aren't you a partner yet?" I don't know. Stop asking me that. Like, that's weird.
It's
Also, they don't like partner doesn't. I mean, yeah, I want to be a partner. Don't get me wrong, but like, I know plenty of partners that have like 10 CCV right now.
oh
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't mean that you're like that you're making money. You're never gonna make money unless you're
It's
selling pictures of your butt cheeks. In that case, go for it. I fully support you. That is a great way to make cash. But that's not, that's just the truth, honestly. If that's
and
something you can do, do it.
like
If you're after money.
everybody's streaming goals is different, and people forget that. It's like not everybody's goal is to be Kaisenet. Not everybody's goal is to be Mr. Beast. Like and that's why like we keep going full circle in talking about why we first started streaming and stuff like that, because it's such a critical part. Like it's a content creator and like just to be genuine
It all
and like
ties back.
it all
Yeah.
ties back. Um so one last like big thing I want to talk about today. So how do you balance between getting everything right before hitting the go live button? Because as streamers, like I was in the Discord like 2 hours setting things up, testing things, and still something goes wrong. So what do you do to make your live your like hitting that go live button possible?
Good question. So, well, for me, I do the same thing often. What I usually just have the same scenes that I use, which are my starting soon screen, my gaming screen. I've got a couple funny zoom in screens or whatever. Like that's it on that end. The only thing that kind of changes is like my lighting and how my camera reacts to it, just because I change things all the time. So if that looks good, my audio normally, knock on wood, is consistent, so I don't have to worry about that. In OBS, I have it set up to where like my Spotify and all those things are not gonna be in the VOD, so I don't have to worry about copyright. And
Mm-hmm.
I just make sure like I pick a Spotify playlist that I like. I have it going. I have my selfie ready. If this isn't a perfect scenario, okay? I don't always do the going live post, but I try to. So like I'll get a selfie, I'll type everything up where I can quickly copy paste it. I don't send it until after I hit go live, starting soon screens on. Also, before you do that, you have to change your title before you hit live.
Yes.
Don't be like me and forget to do that half the time. Make sure that your title is good, like your category is right, and that your tags are good. I would not recommend turning on if you like so there's content warnings. If you are not a bikini streamer, do not use the adult one. Don't like if you're not listen, just stop talking about like your butthole. Just stop. Because because you can, and then you will have to turn on that category, but when you do that, it's going to blur your screen and you're not going to get discoverability from Twitch. They're not going to promote you. You're not going to get the ads. Trust me, I did that for a long time, and then as an experiment, I turned it off and cleaned up my language, which I was memed on for by others, which is really funny. You don't have to be 100% perfect. Okay. But you just can't talk about like the things I was talking about. It was fun, but it was time. I needed to move on. You know what I'm saying? But like it's just that I got banned for that a while back, and it really I'm still recovering from it. It sucked really bad. So like just and I'm not a bikini streamer either. Nothing against that. I'm just saying, girl, get your bag. But they don't care. Like if you are not in a bikini and you're talking about too many butt cheeks, then they're going to ban you if you don't have that content warning on. If you are not doing that, don't have content warnings on. Don't
Yeah.
do it unless you are planning on getting super wasted, then turn the wasted one on. By the way, in the middle of your stream, you can go in and change it. So
Yes,
like
you
if
can.
I'm streaming and then I'm like, you know what? I've been saying fuck a lot. I'm going to go ahead and just rip the mask off and just be full unhinged 2022 PG for a little bit. Then I'll go turn it on. You know what I mean? But like when I don't and I'm just like we're just being normal, which sometimes I talk about silly stuff and that's okay. Then you will get more people coming and saying, "Hey, I was recommended to you from Twitch. Like, you know, what's up?" Like that happens so much more now than it did when I had the filter on. So I think that that's important. But yeah, so then you just like after you hit starting soon and like you're live and you have everything going, then you post your going live tweets so that when people see it and they click the call to action, which is a link to your channel, you're already live and there's something for them to do and see. I recommend putting something on the screen that is brain rotty, like Subway Surfer or cutting sand or your last highlight hunter that you made. I love doing that with my highlight hunters is I will make the montage of my highlight hunter from my last stream that FrostyTools made for me. And then I'll play it. So it's like almost as if it's a channel trailer, but it's a recent one from my last stream, which is so cool. So
Oh,
it's
that's
like people
awesome.
come in, yeah, and then they immediately see like a couple minutes or however long you decide to make it of your streams. And then also so in OBS you when you put a media video in, you can set it to loop, but you can also set it to start from where you picked up on when you last left. So like if you use as a BRB screen, you can come back and it'll start from when you left off on the video. So it's like if you have a 30-minute highlight hunter, which sometimes I do because I do long streams, it'll like be fresh every time, which is really nice. So I love that. But then yeah, besides that, I just kind of have to make sure everything's good. I make sure I have everything I need so I don't have to like get up for like an hour at least. Like I'll try to make sure I have like drinks and stuff. And then I'll just wait. I I'll wait until there's at least one person in chat, but that usually I'm lucky that has been happening quickly lately. And then I'll just kind of black out for a while mentally. I don't know. I just talk really fast. I don't know what I say, but I just get so excited. I'll talk to everybody in the chat. I just get so excited. I get so excited.
But that's
I just
that's
love them
part
so
of
much.
being a streamer though. Like we're professional
It's fun.
yappers. It's fun. It
Yeah.
gets the people going, you know?
Gets the people going. I also love like that we can just like pull up what we're like, oh my God, have you seen this thing? Wait, let me pull it up. And you can just do
Yeah.
it and show people. Like, I love that so much. Sometimes I get nervous because I don't want to like if I'm not completely confident in my audio setup, if I think it's gonna mess up the rhythm that I have, then I'll be like, oh, I posted the link. It's in there. You could, I don't know. But I don't know. It's just you set the vibes for your community, and after a while, it does come naturally. It does get easier. At first, it's hard because you're figuring it out, but over time, it's there already. The
It's
vibe is
taken
created. You
me
just go there.
it's taken me 4 years to figure it out. So genuinely, just gonna be completely honest. Like people think they're just gonna go live, have it figured out, things are gonna be awesome. But it's taken me 4 years to figure out how I want my lives to run, how I want my streams to run, like who I want to interact with and talk with. And like I mean genuinely, like I look for genuine people. And that's literally why you and like I hope you and I vibe. I mean, I feel like we do, but you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like that's the type of mentality that I like look for is like, am I gonna vibe with the particular person? And like what is gonna really what do I want to be known for? And like definitely like when it comes to streaming, it's like what I learned in my 4.5 years is when you go into a field of oversaturated content, things are not gonna be easy for you from a visibility perspective. Variety and doing something different is gonna be what gets you noticed. And
And
I
people also like the first thing they see. Sorry, I didn't
oh
mean to
no,
interrupt
no,
you.
you're good. No, you're good.
The
Go
first thing
ahead.
people see is like, like if they're scrolling on TikTok or whatever, like you have like half a second to get their attention. So if your
Uh-huh.
stream visually is interesting enough for them to click on it or to notice it. Yesterday I had someone come in my chat from recommended and they said they chose my stream because the thumbnail looked the most interesting based on the others that were there. I'm like, that's really cool to hear. Thank you for telling me that. Like, you know, and it takes a random thumbnail based on your stream, but still, like, I work hard on my setup, even though it looks like crap half the time. But you know what I mean? Like, it's important. Like, the little things like that are really important. They
Absolutely.
seem little, but like, that's why it's like, if you're streaming and you have no one in your stream, you still better be entertaining. Like, you better be doing, because you don't know. And also, don't call out your lurkers. That's, oh my god, oh my god. Can I
Yeah.
say something that I hate?
Yeah. Oh,
I
absolutely. Go
hate
ahead.
with love. Look, I understand the intention behind this is pure, and I might get in trouble. This is just how I feel. Please stop using that God forbidden horrible feature plugin thing that plays people's clips when they raid you or you shout them out. I hate it so much. Like, I genuinely have so many clips. I have called my clips repeatedly. I have paid people to call my clips for me. And there are still, I think it's an issue on Twitch's end, to be honest, because I know that some of these clips have been deleted multiple times. They will pull clips from 2021. If you're gonna do that, at least update your freaking system to where it at least only uses featured clips or something like that. But like, I hate when I raid someone and it pulls a clip from when I was like literally so much different, and it was like, that was just in a different place in my life, and I was doing crazy stuff and whatever, but it's so embarrassing. Please, I will never raid you again if you do that. I'm sorry. You could be super sweet. I know the intention is to like showcase the streamer, which is really nice, but I am so humiliated every time that happens. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. But like, you're gonna stop yourself from getting rated if you do that. I'm just saying. So stop doing that. Also, that
I
wasn't related at all to the question, but I
no,
remember.
I agree with you. That's like a huge point because like, well, I mean, ultimately, like this podcast is dedicated to educate newer creators, and like that's an awesome point that you brought up because there are tools that are out there that will actually hinder your growth. And that's actually one of the ones that I kind of agree with you on. It's like as we grow as streamers over the time frame, we're going to upgrade our stuff. We're going to upgrade whether it be from a technical perspective or from a bot perspective and stuff like that. And like
Yeah.
as we grow, we learn new things and new tactics, and sometimes we even learn things from other streamers. Like we watch people with those clip bots, like when they raid you. Um, and
And a
like
great way to overcome that is to use the FrostyTools raid tool where it summarizes the streamer for you in a
yeah,
recent thing based on their own titles that the streamer chose to write for their titles and based on like what, you know, what they're doing in recent. So it's not
yes,
like it's not pulling stuff from the ether. It's pulling stuff worded by the people that you're trying to shout out and highlight,
not from
which
the
is
ether, but
really
from the
helpful.
nether. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Minecraft
Yeah,
joke.
the nether.
The nether. They pull it from the nether, just like the happy guests.
Exactly.
But um, so the one last question because I ask everyone this question. Um, what is something that you wish you knew when you first started streaming that you know now? And I'm trying to make like a the reason why I ask this question is I trying to make like with every single podcast episode, I'm trying to make like a 5 minute long answer video from anybody who's been on it over the past 2 years. So, what is something that you wish you learned that you started streaming, essentially?
When I first started streaming, I didn't when I first started streaming, I really wanted to find my game grump. I wanted to find the person that I could make really good content with consistently and could match my energy. And I wish that I understood that that was never going to happen. You're not going to find a second person that can be on your stream with you that is going to match your energy. They will always disappoint you. And that's okay. People can be friends and we can do collaborations with other streamers, but don't like just don't ever I don't know. It's I wasted a lot of time helping other people with their streams and their stuff that turned out to be asking me questions for ulterior all other reasons, but not actually caring about their own stream. But they just really would just wanted to have an excuse to talk to me and spend time with me and get information and like do
Yes.
other creepy things. And people are, um, you know, like people will play the long game. They will spend years messing with you and you won't even know it. And that's not because you're stupid. That's because you're caring and you care about people. So
Mhm.
I guess just to focus, I wish that I had, like, I don't know, the confidence to focus on my own craft and my own streams and prioritize me and my well-being and my community versus focusing on trying to help everyone else with theirs, which I still struggle with a whole lot. And I'm even today, I'm like, "Oh, if y'all want, okay, come ask me questions anytime." Like, but now I have better boundaries than I did, and that is something that I had to experience to fully understand the importance of.
I definitely agree with that. And like one thing I wish I knew when I just started streaming is just to be yourself. And I continuously will push that narrative is don't try and be somebody else. Just be yourself. Because you make the point of like there are always people from a parasocial standpoint that are gonna want to like try to get something from you over time. Because like honestly, like we're good-hearted people. We want to be empathetic and like give the best to people. But sometimes that's not possible. But to be your true self, to be authentic, is definitely a way that will allow you to help focus on your own craft and to be able to grow. And then the people will want to flock to you. Like I know everybody wants to flock to you now because you're literally a dope ass human. So
Well, I just wish that instead of putting all that time and effort into private conversations with people, that I would have made it into content on YouTube to help a
yes.
wide variety of people, whoever, forever from now until the end of the internet time, until they pull the plug officially, won't let us access anymore, whatever. That
Mhm.
I'm a fucking insane person. I don't know, but like that,
You're
it would
fine.
be available for everyone to like get, because everything that I learned forever has been through YouTube. Like that's the evergreen platform for information. So
Yes.
all of the time and the good advice I gave, I just wish I had made it into a video instead. Because then if people come into streams and they have questions about stuff, I'd be like, I made a video about this. Here you go. Like then they can get that information. But it is also really hard to do that. And that's the thing too. So it's just, but it's a real shame because of course we want to help people and like that's supposed to be a positive thing, but there's so many bad
Yes.
actors. It's just a shame, man. It sucks. So I don't know, but I still do it though. I still help, but I think I have better boundaries now.
And
Hopefully.
well, I mean, of what I've seen, like you're honest and you're genuine, and like even in the like the couple conversations we've had, like on the side, like I definitely see genuineness there. Um, but Peachy, thank you so much for coming on the PSP podcast today. You're amazing. Um, in chat,
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
no, of course. In chat, stay tuned because we're going to be talking about VTubing tomorrow.